Greetings. This is Bruce Armstrong and Betty Frick, and we are volunteers with the Longmont Senior Computer Tech Center, or SCTC, and we are affiliated with the Longmont Senior Center and provide assistance to seniors in all kinds of tech help with devices and computer issues and that kind of stuff. And we put together this whole series of videos in our YouTube channel to show you how to use some of the more common Google apps that you might use that are comparable in many ways to the Microsoft products like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft PowerPoint, and some of the Apple products that have similar functions, and even some of the open source stuff. But Google provides all this stuff for free. It's online, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to share a screen here really quickly, and I'm going to show you where we are in this thing. And I can see that I forgot to change the colors on these, but we're going to be down here to the last thing, making and showing slideshows. It's going to give you some ideas on how to manipulate Google Slides to give an actual presentation that may be timed. You want to, I used to have a boss that just reveled in Microsoft PowerPoint's ability to make noises and things when slides would change and go whoosh or something like that. So you can do all of that stuff, but it's word to the wise. If you're in a business situation or a professional situation, it's too much information. It's too cutesy. Keep it simple. It's the old KISS idea. So let me just show my screen here and we'll get right into some of this stuff. It is fascinating and I'm just gonna go into a particular slideshow. Let's pick this Google Photos demonstration. And there's a part of this stuff. I've got multiple slides in this presentation. And let's suppose that I just wanted to time it. I just wanted to say, okay, I want to put a certain amount of time for a specific slide and I want it to transition a certain way. Well, that's where I get to look at the transition thing up here at the top. And I can go into, I'm in slide 1. And it puts a little menu over here on the right, and I get some choices. Right now it says none. Okay, what choices do I have? I can dissolve. I think it'll show me what it looks like. Okay, no, it doesn't. I was going to say, we'll say, let's say dissolve is what we're going to use. I know in PowerPoint, it will give you like a little preview of what it looks like when you click on one of these things. Fade, nope, it doesn't do anything. Let's pick dissolve on this one. And object animations, you can apply it to all the slides for the same thing. You can pick the speed that it does. How quick does it do it? Let's slow it down so you can actually see it. 4 seconds. Now let's say object animations. We don't have, if I had a particular object in a thing, say I've got a text box here and I wanted it to come in later, I'd say, let's fade that in, or let's fly in from the right. On a click. Now I want to play it. Okay, see how it dissolves in? And then when I click my mouse, it comes in. And this is really handy when you're doing a presentation like, let me go to the next slide here. I'm going to stop it, but I'm going to go to the next slide. And it's a kind of an outline kind of a thing. An agenda, some bullet points. You can go in here and make individual text boxes of each one of these things and have them come in as you click the mouse. I always thought that was a kind of a good thing to do in a presentation because it keeps people's attention span, is you just put the first one up there, rules for class, introduction to the Google universe, overview of Google Photos, one at a time. Now, if they're all in the text box, they're all going to come up at the same time. So you have to do separate text boxes when you're inserting. And that's where you come up here, insert a text box, sort of a thing. So that's how you can do the slide transitions. I think it's kind of cool. Let's try a flip to see what that looks like. Play it. So it goes.
So you flip between, as a transition between slides.
Yes. So you can play around with that and try all kinds of things. I think in this particular case, Microsoft PowerPoint has an easier interface to do this, but Google Slides makes it more, it takes out a lot of the options so that you're not so overwhelmed, So it does some simple things. You can pick something here. We picked flip, but let's see what we can. Oh, I have to stop this test thing, but there's some cube. It's pretty cool stuff. I mean, it's all computer wizardry and all that kind of stuff. And you got all your motion, and you can change your objects. I like to use a thing. Here's one where if I wanted to say, here's an object, if I can get to it. Actually, I must have put this into a single picture, so it doesn't work. I was going to say, let me insert a shape, and I'm going to put an arrow in, and I'm going to pick the down arrow, and I'm going to draw it in here. Just assume that it's something. Then if I select it and I say add animation, and I'm going to, instead of fading it in, let's zoom in. So when I get to this one and I click on it, it fades in. And when you're pointing to something on a PowerPoint slide, that may be something you'd want to use as something to enhance a thing. So that's just a cool thing to do. But the whole animations thing is kind of fun in that it allows you to manage your slideshow. And this is particularly good for presenting to a group, is to keep the focus of the people there, to only put the things up on the screen that are currently being discussed. So it's kind of a cool thing. So that's slideshow motion and transitions. You can, when you do the slide transition, you can say apply to all slides, and let's pick something here to dissolve, and we're going to apply it to all slides, and we're going to do it, it says at 1 second. Let's just do that so it's pretty easy to do. So it'll start from the beginning here, and it should, no, it hasn't applied it to all slides. You can apply it to all slides and it will do the automatic changes. But I tell you, if you're doing a presentation, you don't want to be constrained by some sort of artificial thing in case someone asks a question or you mess up in what you said, and then all of a sudden you're off script. And that's the worst thing that can happen to a presenter, is just to get off script and then you don't even know where you are or who you are, and say rewind. So that's the whole transitions thing, creating a slideshow. then when you get done with everything, up here in the upper right-hand corner is the slideshow, and you can click through it. And that's basically slowing the slideshow. Let me just throw in a little quick Zoom thing that I've discovered over the time that we've worked with Zoom and with Google Slides. Is I use two screens. I use the screen on my laptop, and then I have an external screen where I when I run a Zoom meeting, I like to see the people on my laptop in front of me. And then behind me, I have a large screen TV where I have whatever it is I'm presenting. So I can feel like I'm kind of in a classroom. And that's the way I like to do things. And one thing that you can do with a PowerPoint or a Google Photos is when you start doing the slideshow, you want to show that on the screen that people are looking at. And so I can do a PowerPoint or a Google Slides, and I can start the slideshow and it's on my screen that I've shared, but I still see the people, which as a presenter or an instructor in a class, it's really nice to see the reactions of people's faces and how they're reacting to something. And if someone's sleeping and you can say, "Hey, John, you awake?" or "Mary, you look like you got a question," you know? And so it's pretty handy to do. And that works really well with a Google Slides presentation. So any questions you got on this part, Betty?
No, I think we've covered a lot in these last 3 videos. So I'm hoping that people, and people can learn from what we've taught them and then go on to learn even more, because we couldn't have covered it all. There's no way.
Oh, that's exactly right. And that's why we're here, is we have individual help sessions and we have group help sessions on all of this stuff. So, if anybody has questions, they can contact us. We have our website, which we have posted on our videos. And then we have this, it's bit.ly/SCTC-home. So that's something you can go to and find all kinds of stuff that we have, or you can sign up for help or for classes that we have and all that kind of stuff. So I hope this is a good series of videos for people, and I hope they get something out of it.
Okay.
Thanks, Betty.
Bruce.